F. Dot. Who was that? Was that Bruce Springsteen?
That was Darude Storm Sandrude. Let me just tell you right now, folks, okay? It's great. I love it just as much as you do. But production turned up the Sandstorm in my headphones to maybe 400%. I was sitting here like this. They're yelling at me to put my microphone on. I just can't deal with it. But, I mean, I don't know, folks. After the crazy games we've had, maybe that's what we needed.
Could be one more. Could be 7 more, I think is the number, right? And we're here for the long,
Yep.
Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's either 1, 2, or 4 more games that we're going to see.
Well, I've got my
today.
tent set up right there, and I brought a toothbrush. So I'm here if you're here, folks. Don't turn away. The next matchup we're going to have, as we just saw Team Cognitive Gaming take off. They went ahead and they won against Legion.
Yes, that's right.
And this next one we're going to take a look at is Cognitive Gaming, the winners of the last one, as I just said, versus PolyJuice.
Now, going into this, Poly definitely is the underdog. Cog coming in as the 3rd seed overall. Will fight for their, maybe not their lives here. Cog does have one loss to play with right now, which they could throw here. Poly must win this game. If they don't, both they and Legion will be eliminated, and Cog will move on to the SPL. Bands coming out, Athena and Bastet. And then finally, it looks like Cirquette here. Poly will answer back, probably with a jungler as well. I would expect this is Thor. How did I do that? That was amazing.
And there it is. The Thor band is out. First pick of the game goes to the blue team, which is Cognitive Gaming. And they pick up Sylvanas as the first pick. We've seen a lot of Sylvanas, play and a lot of Sylvanas success.
Okay, so there's a few things on the table. Agni still available. Poly going for an early Shibalanke here. Cupid still on the board. Moji might be in some trouble with that one. I would expect that this is going to be Agni. This is like the tried and true pickup for Malfoy. Oh, wow, no. Poly is going to choose Kali here for Purified. Oh, wait. Yes, indeed.
So they'll pick up Akali right there. We'll take a look at the top side of things. And Cognitive Gaming on their next set of picks, so they'll take a look at how that goes. They've got 2 picks for themselves. After picking that up, we're going to take a look at where they go. So Sylvanas picked up. Think about on the side of things. We'll take a look in just a second. Cupid, as Brandon has said many times, is a good counter to Shibalanke. Why don't you talk a little bit about why that works so well?
All right, so Shibalanke is very similar, or very obviously the strongest hitting hunter in the late game. I mean, if you have full stacks, it's 30 damage. Brancing Bolas adds 50 on top of that to your auto attacks, meaning you can build more into attack speed or crit without losing too much damage. With that, Cupid will just body him early because he goes, you don't have either of those things yet, and you have no CC immunity. I can just kill you. Okay, so we're back into picks and bans. It looks like, I see. The teams now are on separate sides. PolyJuice takes Sylvanas. Cog takes Kali and Shibalanke. Okay, so Moji has the opportunity to pick Cupid here. And should she, this should be a pretty quick duo lane, especially with Sylvanas. Scylla, though, getting picked up for Malfoy. Agni getting put to the wayside.
I love the Sylvanas-Cupid combination. It's just you root them into the ultimate, then they're going to get stunned with your heart bomb. It just makes too much sense, Artemis.
Oh, no. This is very confusing. Artemis goes even with Shibalanke throughout the entire game, despite the fact that she is also a hard-hitting character. The issue is that she's very easily controlled, a la Shibalanke. And with that, Kali is invincible. Picking Artemis into an invincible Kali is going to be very, very hard for her to deal with in the endgame. It looks like Geb gets picked up for the final pick for Cog in the first phase. Bands coming out, more jungle as Nemesis gets taken away from Purified, and it looks like Meerkat will lose his Vamana.
Yeah, as I said, that Vamana, sure, Vamana's a good pick overall, but really they saw how dastardly Meerkat did yesterday. Kukul Khan is going to be picked up. This is a character we don't see too much.
That's for Herwin, too. This is Herwin's probably his best god.
I completely agree. I mean, we saw a lot of Kukul Khan on the side of Herwin, and Kukul Khan is a character that we don't see much of, but is a comfort pick, as you said. So we like it. A Wheelish picked up on the side of PolyJuice.
And Hell. Okay.
Wolfie. Wolfie's Hell.
Wolfie's Hell fine, but Chang'a's still available, and I think Meerkat can play it.
And we'll take a look. Last pick will be the Chang'da.
Oh, no. Wolfie's in trouble here. This is
rough.
a extremely difficult matchup for Hell. Starting at level 9, Hell becomes borderline useless. Chang'e can actually use Moonlight Waltz, which is her 2, the invulnerability, on reaction to the repulse activation, shutting down most of her damage. And then, of course, Chang'e with Divine Ruin can shut down pretty much all the healing that she will put forth as well. This is a very uphill battle that Poly has to face as Artemis and Hell, not super strong picks in the meta comparatively to the team comp that they're against. Cognitive Gaming starts off with a pretty early advantage.
So we've got two comfort picks going on here. Heroine picking Kukulkan Khan, which is not the strongest character right here, but Heroine's very proficient at it. And Hell, not the strongest pick, as you said. Would have liked to see him go Chang'e.
I don't know that I agree. I like Kukulkan Khan. I think he's really strong.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he's an Agni or a Janus, but he's definitely as good as Isis.
Yeah, I mean, that's generally what I'm talking about. I think Hell is somewhere in the same line. Hell is, I always say, I went ahead and said this when Sausage was playing it last week on the European side of things. Hell is great. The problem is she feeds uncontrollably.
Which makes her not great.
If you can fix the feeding problem, if you don't give yourself up so many times, all of a sudden Hell becomes this powerhouse, right? So I think that Hell and Kukulkan Khan are sort of in the same world. Maybe Kukulkan Khan a step above because they're a little safer, but they're both characters that aren't tier 1 picks and comfort picks.
I would really like to see Poly invade here. Early game, Awelish going to be a bit stronger than Kali, and Hell infinitely stronger than Chang'e, given the fact that she has not only a fairly damaging repulse, which is going to hit for about 80 at this level, plus scaling. It's also actually going to give him a heal to the tune of about 60 plus 50% of his scaling. So, I mean, that could be really useful, but it looks like, no, they're going to take the safe route here. Both teams will start on their respective jungles and race to the finish.
Teams picking up their buffs as they find themselves getting underway, and they're going to head back to, well, not back, but they're going to head into the lanes for the first time today. 30 seconds in, PolyJuice versus Cognitive Gaming. This one is for most of the chips. Cognitive wins this one, and they go to the SPL.
Right now, Mask pushing up here. Chang'e should be able to hold this down in the very beginning, considering Poly doesn't have a player that can really move forward safely. Left side, TV and Moji begin initial pressure as Jigs and Famous Hate get pushed out quickly. Jigs sitting about half mana right now. Surprised to see he hasn't popped one of his 3 mana potions.
Mask finds his way into the middle lane already. This is something we've seen him do twice now, Brandon. He likes to leave the solo lane early and head on to the mid lane and sort of get his experience there instead of hanging out in the solo lane. Purified sees this and responds just as he should and joins his mid laner there as well.
Wolfie already getting pushed out. The heal was not effective there on the left side as he did take a huge hit from the Meerkat Moonflower Dance to stop some of the healing. Wolfie going to be forced to heal without pressure here, which is definitely going to hurt his early game.
Left-hand side, this is the, we mentioned a lot about this. Brandon had said that he would have liked to see the Cupid over the Artemis pick. We'll see how that works out. Moji piloting the Artemis for PolyJuice. And,
almost out of mana as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough. The suppress the Insolent, which is her volley of arrows. It takes a lot of mana, and with just a Bluestone Pundit, it's going to be a little tough.
It costs right now, I mean, it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
She probably has 3 more total before she's going to be forced to back, depending on how Jigs does. Oh, whoa, Jigs getting pulled in there. Nice spot by TV. Moji, though, using a lot of her remaining mana on that trap. So they get some damage off, but I don't know if that's going to be worth it in the long run.
Yeah. That trap's a little rough. Good shot. They're leading the lane as far as HP is concerned, which is never something that you want to be. It's never a bad thing. Put it that way. So they're going to be looking for stuff like that. Walking over her own trap as well right there. So we're going to take a look at her doing her thing in the left lane. So we'll see how these characters go ahead. In the early game, who has this one, Brandon?
Early game, it's hard to say. I mean, Awelix is probably the strongest character on the map for the first few levels. Hell as well, very strong early, but they're not abusing it. I mean, we don't see rotations coming out for Purified for the hard kills. Jig's getting here very quickly, but TV already ready to go. Why are they backing off the 2v3? Purified, it looks like, will just go towards the right camps with his Hand of the Gods available. This will be a pretty clean pickup should he be able to jump over the wall. Waxy Moon going to be used there, but Purified can Hand of the Gods freely and walk away. The issue is that Heroine's here. He's slow. Purified could be first blood here, but he feather steps through, but Mask actually still helps, and Heroine finds the kill. realistically, Poly with a big drop there. They should have just contested left. They had a great amount of pressure, and there was no reason for them to let it go. Purified tries to make the janky play and throws it off.
Yeah, it doesn't quite work out there, but that is one of the more we mentioned how Wheelish is one of these characters that has an incredibly high skill ceiling, and right there, Purified, as we said, he died anyway. But that's what we're talking about. When you use that feather step, the number 2 ability, where you jump over the enemy, you are immune during that section. So if you do that just as the ultimate comes by, you avoid all damage completely. Purified knew that, heard it, used all sorts of sound cues, made a great play, but unfortunately was still not able to get out alive. We'll see next time if that one will help him out in the future.
Poly already down now by about 800 cognitive, in a great spot in the early game. Shutting down a Wheelish should help them greatly, but strangely, Scylla pretty far behind here, just now hitting level 6 comparatively to Herwind, who is 1 creep away from 7.
Left-hand lane, check it in again. Good Hunter battle right here. They're about even, taking a look at the level 6-6. And no kills on Shibalaki, so no free power just yet. He has an assist. The first kill went to Kukulkan.
Rather slow early game despite the kill. 4 minutes, 40 seconds deep right now. And aside from the original fight there at the mid-Harpies, there hasn't been too much. Taking a look at the builds here, it looks like Chunga has finished up the Divine Ruin. Hell has gone into Doom Orb. So they're looking for Burst versus Sustain here. Meerkat with a slight advantage.
Doom Orb Hell is one of the more volatile characters in the game. I think it's really the definition of glass cannon.
Right.
As we said, she doesn't have much escape outside of her heal, but Doom Orb Hell can ravage the opponent and be an incredible healer to her own team if she cannot die.
I would like to see Wolfie be a bit more aggressive here. He does have a massive damage advantage over Chunga and should be able to burst that down, but he's letting Meerkat just have too much license to roam in this lane. Wolfie going to pay for it here, I think. He actually throws the damage there towards Meerkat, and Meerkat with a beautiful Moonlight Waltz going to make sure that he does not get hit by the shot that he sent. Wolfie actually would have healed from some of that, but for right now, maintains relevancy in lane, neither player with a huge advantage.
I love Hell. Hell's such an interesting character. High skill ceiling on her as well. We talked about how fragile she is, but also just the stance switch in general allows her to be a little more intricate than some of the other characters as well. So against this Chunga, it should be a little bit difficult for Wolfie, but Wolfie is a player that's played in the SPL, although not had much success there, unfortunately for him, but has also been a successful player in the past. Here comes a great gank on the left-hand side. Moji in a little trouble.
Oh, Moji, actually, beautiful trap will stop Mask. Purified finds a kill onto Meerkat on the right side, and it looks like PolyJuice might be able to pick up these right camps as well. Decent trade overall off a botched rotation and gank coming out, but Mask not done yet. Rotates into the mid. Will he make an attempt? Pull right back. Oh, that would have been a kill if the crush was there.
That was well played by Jaco and his teammate TV right there. TV with a perfect pull and a better route by Jaco Malfoy, but as you said, no crush, no kill.
That was a big drop. I mean, Jaco didn't place the crush where he needed to for the kill. He placed it for the clear, which winds up throwing it down. Mask, if he went down there, that could have been really, really strong. I mean, shutting down Kali at this stage is very important, and given the fact that she's level 8 right now and slightly behind already, could do benefit here for Poly. But for right now, remember, Kali is late game. Wheelish is very early game.
Moji freezing the wave right here. This is something that has always been a mechanic in Smite, but has seen a little bit more prominence in Season 2. Basically what happens is the enemy's out of the wave, or out of the lane, so you allow their minions to kill your minions, effectively stripping the amount of experience on the table and gold. They just disappear, so you can't get credit for those kills. So Moji doing a good job right there.
2v2 on the right side as Purified gets ready to gank. It looks like Mask does spot this out as Purified was standing on a ward. Purified's going to check back camps here, but nothing going to be found. He'll likely, jump onto Suku here and make the rotation. Left side, Famous Hate rotating near the Gold Fury. Wards are placed down. Does TV have a sentry? And not only does he have a sentry, but he has Sylvanas. He just killed 2 wards with 3 shots.
2 birds with 1 stone.
Oh, Waxy Moon going down. Purified not in a great spot here. Is still
Great
able
heal.
to live. And even though Wolfie healed him, he gains next to nothing thanks to the Divine Moonlight Waltz, Moonflower Dance combination.
Yeah, so on the ability by Chang'e that has baked in native healing reduction, and Divine Ruin just amplifying that, making it even more potent. So a little problematic for that as we take a look at Moonflower Waltz. It is going to be a 50% healing reduction right there. So Moonflower Dance, very powerful ability, which is why we keep saying that Chang'e counters Aphrodite and also Hell.
Doing a lot of damage as well is Meerkat. And look at this rotation over from Mask. Can he get? No, he is dead.
And I mean, that's Hell's problem right there, as Mask gets credit for the kill. It's a second kill on the side of Cognitive Gaming. That's Hell's problem. She doesn't have a dash, Brandon. She doesn't have a jump. She doesn't have CC immunity outside of preemptive CC immunity using Cleanse, her number 2 ability in Light Stance. So if she doesn't see it coming, she's not going to see it going.
He didn't have Cleanse leveled. And even if he did, there's only a 0.5 second immunity, meaning you have to be right on the money for when someone's going to stun you. And with that, he didn't have it. He had no healing. He had very little movement. He was stunned and destroyed.
Rough play right there. I will say one thing that Wolfie notorious, or probably popular, for keeping a level head. Always, like we said, he played on an SPL team last year. They didn't really see much success on Twitter, and in My Game Chat he would routinely just be like, it's all right, we'll do better next time. That's his mentality in games as well. So if you knock him down a couple of times, it's going to hurt his Doom Orb, but not his mentality. So we'll see how Wolfie responds to that kill. Only the second kill for Cognitive Gaming. We'll see how he responds. Will he be kept down, or will he succeed as Hell?
So late game, what I'm looking at here, it's going to be Kali versus Scylla. First one to find a big kill is going to end this. I don't see Artemis or Shibalanke playing as big of a role. TV and Jigs, looking at the supports here again, they have tools, but I don't think the right tools for the job, you know? Trying to shut down this. It's going to come down to the fact that Wolfie will not be able to heal his team as well, and Meerkat has Waxing Moon. So right now, if Scylla can kill Chang'e or kill Kali, it's one thing. Otherwise, trouble.
Love it. Have to agree with it wholeheartedly, Brandon.
TV looking for a pull here. Not going to find much. Gold Fury still available as the healers in right continue their pressure. Meerkat actually falling a bit behind here. Still a level behind, forced to dance away. Shouldn't have the best clear considering the build, but I do love the fact that he has gone into damage boots as opposed to cooldown boots.
Yeah. Wolfie's still a level ahead, as you said. Healing up the minions, that's another, that one's a little more understood. So Gold Fury being aggressed on by Cognitive Gaming. 2.5 members here, as Jigs being the half he is just a support.
Here's Malfoy. Sick him on cooldown.
Should be important later on. They relinquish it, they get a stun. But a good CC immunity. That's beads. That's only beads one, so 175 seconds left on that one. So next time they want to engage, he won't have that luxury right there. Now, 4 members deep is Cognitive Gaming on the Gold Fury. Looking for it is Purified on the Wheelish. He wants to find the entrance, but he can't quite do it. Pulled out of the tornado. That one's going to hurt. But here's the support now. Shibalanke ult starting the fight. How are they going to finish it? Heroine gets a beautiful Eternal Dragon.
Jigs is down.
Purified gets the kill on the Jigs. This is the opening they need to seal the fight. The Gold Fury. Will they do it? Mask gets a kill. Can they control it? And they can't. Mask gets a second, and Jaco gets a kill on a Famous Hate. That'll be a 2-for-2 trade.
Purified missing the Moonlight Surge here as Mask continues the pressure onto a Wheelus who just haven't has an answer. He's bleeding. He's bleeding, and he's down. Mask finds 3 in the fight. And once again, we talk about Kali having too much pressure, too much control, and Wolfie, who is running out of mana, and more specifically time, could fall here as well.
That kill. The dot kill is tough. Here's Meerkat chasing down Wolfie. We get a beautiful view right here. Thank you. Meerkat's going to turn around instead, but caught under the crush. Wolfie going to turn around again, but as you said, completely out of mana. Not able to do anything. He'll get these back camps, and after that, we'll see him head to base, pick up another item.
You know, going back to it, the Shibalanke Artemis dynamic has played almost no pressure in either round. The Shibalanke ult was not very useful. Moji had Tusky used already for the gank potential in lane. Which Flutter would have done the same thing. Had Moji been Cupid in this engagement, it's very likely that they would have not only won that flat out, but they would have taken the Gold Fury as well.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda is the motif that we see a lot today. Wheelish looking for something. Purified having a good performance today despite his teams earning the losses. Unfortunately, going to go ahead and pick up his camp. And now teams are sort of returning to their farm mode, looking for an opportunity. Where will we see them next as mid camps are down? Well, they're down now as Wheelish picks it up. Where will we see them next Gold Fury is probably the most volatile spot
it's
right
probably going to be gold. Sentry ward in the inventory right now for Herwin. No other sentry wards in the inventory aside from Moji, who just picked hers up. And 3 available on both of the supports as it does get started up. TV does not even recognize that this has begun. Too little, too late. Cognitive will take the first Gold Fury of the game.
Stun out onto Purified, but he jumps back over. Mask is afraid. He's going to run away. Shibalaki ult, not too impactful. TV ults, nobody, just barely gets an ultimate onto the support.
Oh! Jigs making the big setup there, the big bait, allowing Herwin to hit 3 people with that Serpent of the 9 Winds. Huge disaster here for Poly as Malfoy and Moji once again head back to the base for a respawn.
14 minutes in, Gold Fury just taken by Cognitive Gaming. Taking a look at the graphs, we got about 4,000, just under 4,000 gold in the lead for Cognitive Gaming. Experience as well, 5,100, 5,000. Kills read 7-3, and we're not even 15 minutes in.
No, this is pretty disastrous here. A 3,500 gold difference at this stage is like 3,000 is about the lead where you go, we are in a lot of trouble. That with the experience difference being over 4,000, I mean, you could really see it reflected. Famous Hate right now a level ahead on top of the fact that he has about 1,000 gold over Moggs. Taking a look at the supports, TV right now looks like about 700 gold behind as well as a level. Mid lane, Jacob Malfoy down about 1,000 gold and a level. Purified right now, 1,000 gold and a level. And finally, Wolfie is actually ahead in gold by 300 and a level.
Wolfie is actually the second most wealthy player in this entire match. 7,700 gold is his net worth, comparatively speaking to Mask, who is number 1 at 8,000. So trailing by about 300 gold is what we said. He's not exactly impacting the fights like he wants to, but he's winning his lane hand over foot as Mask claims the life of the Hunter for PolyJuice. Moji back to the base.
Bad juke there by Moji. She gets picked off by the latter end of the lash. And right now they're trying to make something happen, but TV's going to find himself versus 4, and he is gone.
Herwin. We talked about it. We mentioned it. This is not just a comfort pick, Brandon.
This is his
The man has wind in his name. He's called Wind, and he picks something with wind. This is what he does. I love watching it.
I've always just assumed he named himself after the original Outlaw.
Stop that.
I'm serious. It's the only god I saw him play for months.
Yeah, I mean that's what he's known for. That's what he does. And right here, Scylla, played by Jacob Malfoy, is going to try to get a kill right there, but just provide some defense. They take the tier 1 tower, folks. That'll be the first tower of the game. You'll see that reflected on the charts. 6,700 experience in the lead, 4,700 gold as well. PolyJuice on the ropes, trailing by 6 kills.
Win conditions here, hard to say. I mean, Wolfie will not be able to heal in team fights.
No.
You know, Mask is not going to be really stoppable at any stage. It's going to be very hard for them to deal with that. Meerkat very low right now, forced into Waxing Moon. Wolfie missed the kill potential. One shot would have did it, but he allowed himself to heal. Oh, he didn't heal! He actually trades it away, and that is a negative win right there. Wolfie will not gain much. That's a bigger gain for Meerkat. He used the heal thinking he was going to get his health back that time. All he got was movement speed.
Well, they both have Doom Orb, so that'll read a little bit nicely. Doom Orb, of course, provides incredible damage for a low price at the cost of cutting your stacks in half, which essentially will hurt your damage a lot. Both characters have Doom Orb, so that'll wind up being, as Brandon said, a little bit in the way of Chunga, but closer to a neutral than it would be a negative.
Right now, Poly still trailing by about 5K. Experience difference getting bigger here, 7,400 as the tier 1 and left has gone down. Gold Fury about up in let's say about a minute, a little over, about minute 20. With that, they PolyJuice must find a wipe there and a Gold Fury to steal to even this one out. Otherwise, the lead might start getting out of control and they might not be able to deal with it.
Mid lane is where Cognitive Gaming finds themselves. Both the jungler and the support will barrel down there, but they're headed to the left. We'll see where they wind up. Gold Fury still has a number of minutes before it's up, so they're looking for something else.
4 to 10, almost 18 minutes. No Fire Giant attempts just yet. Gold Fury, about 45 seconds. Neither team has a real major grouping here. They're all kind of scattered about. 3 people, though, have congregated in the mid lane for Cog. Scylla trying to keep this one off the tower here. Herwin with a beautiful tornado stops the pressure from Purified. Mid tower will fall. as in the right side, Mask finds a kill onto Wolfie and likely the right tower. One of these things, not like the other here, is Moji is the only player not currently in an engagement. She picks up the purple buff and some experience, but the team pays for it.
If you're going to play a Dumo Hell, you need vision. There is no vision on the right-hand side. Mask walked up behind him and got the kill. Not similar to what we're seeing right here. This is just a 3-on-1 situation. Famous Hate gets the kill on Moji. And Purified forced to jump over the wall, but they will continue to chase him.
Oh.
There's the Shibalaki ult. Stilla's going to miss, but Famous Hate does not. TV falls down to the wayside. 1 jump, 2 jump, 3 jump, and Jacob Malfoy will hit the floor as Famous Hate gets the triple kill on the Shibalaki. That is one of the scariest things you can see.
Realistically, his option was die to Kali or die to Shibalonga, right? I mean, oh, wow. Purified going down as well. Tier 2 on right getting taken. Tier 2 on left getting taken. This could be all.
Surrender vote has started. Surrender vote has finished.
Whoa.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cognitive Gaming goes to the SPL in 19 minutes of regulation play. 4 kills to 15. PolyJuice just didn't think they had it.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna let that one go. Both Legion and PolyJuice will fall to the wayside in Group B as Denial Esports with their 3-0 and Cognitive with their tie overtime win will bring them into the Smite Pro League.
Incredible stuff. The fanfare, let's just take a look at the standings right here. We'll take a look at who's going in. SPL qualified. It's all over, folks. 3 weeks in the books. And these are the teams joining their North American friends in the name changes, previously known as Cog Red, and Cloud9, previously known as Cognitive Prime, will be Complexity, Denial Esports, Cognitive Gaming, and Busters.
That's it. We're going to be catching up with them as the week starts. I'm pretty sure next week.
March 5th is the first day.
That's right. That's going to be a Thursday, so make sure to check that out. But we're not done with qualifiers until tomorrow, when Europe will be playing off for their remaining spots. Panthera and I think Trig Esports will be leading their pools. Trig going to get their rematch against Pointless after their big fall last week. But I think those are the fan favorites. There's still a lot in the line. Dignitas is there.
The real Dignitas.
The real Dignitas.
Young Bay and Team Dignitas. You know, you said fan favorites, Brandon, and that's just what they are. They're fan favorites. It means nothing. As we know that fan favorite Team Eager has fallen. They will not make it into the Smite Pro League this season. They're one of the longer standing teams that have seen professional Smite.
Yeah, I think all the fan favorites. I mean, some of the top streamers for the game, we have, of course, Lassus, Zatman, Moji, TV. I mean, they have all been knocked out. Pernicus, Aduro, all of them gone. We have a lot, but Jerby's still in it.
Jerby definitely
still in it. Oh, wait, no.
No, Jerby's
No,
Team
Jerby
Nomad.
fell
He's
too.
not on
I'm sorry. I thought it was on Busters. My fault, Jerb. I love you. I don't think there's a single streamer on Nomads.
No, Nomad is
or Busters.
Busters is a little bit of the new guys. So we'll take a look at all of that. NA is finished one more time. Your North American Smite Pro League is in the books. It is Cloud9, Denial Esports, Cognitive Gaming, Busters, and the Name Changers. They will be your 6 teams that you will see in the North American SPL. And that'll be it. Tomorrow is European. The last time you'll see the qualifiers there. Europe will be tomorrow, 1 p.m. broadcast time. Join us here as well. So for myself, DM Brandon, production both back there and out there, and everybody here at hi-rez Studios, thank you for watching, and we'll see you soon.